G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. How are we all doing today? It's a wonderful time. Now it looks so gloomy and miserable, but it's actually fantastic. It's like 23 degrees or something. It is absolutely, I mean it was 29 before, so it's probably still got that residual stuff in the air, but hey, it's a good time. And as always, if you're new around here, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe as usual. And well, today we're going to talk about something that only bikers understand. First of all, I forgot to do it with my helmet, so let's just fix that quickly. Oh, that took a lot longer than it should have fucking taken. Anyway, so today we're talking about things that only bikers understand, you know, simple things like the breeze or the smells or just life in general. So I thought I'd bring it to attention to a thing that people just don't understand until they start riding, alright? Now, I haven't got a plan for this video, I'm just sort of going off the top of the noggin, so I'm just going to be, you know, doing it off the old dome, mate. First of all, that is one of them, I'll tell you right there. The joys of acceleration off the line. Now, obviously, that wasn't the fastest a bike could be, and there are faster ones. But one of the biggest joys about riding is the initial rocketing off the line that no car can match, all right? It's not possible. No matter how fast the car is, unless you're coming up against some bloody Italian supercar or something, or like a Dodge Demon, most cars aren't going to beat you off the line, alright? It's just not how it works. So, you could have a Ninja 300, a Ninja 400, and an R3, an R7, a Rebel. All those bikes will pull, man. Unless you have some ancient 150, 125. Now, look, they're not super fast, but they will hit 60 quickly. And I mean, maybe they'll hit 50 miles, no, maybe not 50 miles, maybe like 40 miles, 30 miles quickly. But like, in kilometers, they'll hit everything real fast, right? Now, most speed limits, you'll be in front of everyone well before the time comes for you to actually need to like worry about the cars behind you, you know what I mean? It's just poof off the line. Love it. Bikes just fucking go, and that's one of the best parts about bikes, you know? It's the fact that you can just rock it anywhere and it feels fast. Also, another thing on the negative side of that topic is one of the things that bikers just understand that cars, bikes ruin your perceptive of like speed, the perception of speed. Because on a motorbike, and if you're going 200, you don't really feel like you're fanging it too hard, but when you're on a car going 150 feels like you're fast, but you know what I mean? On a bike, 150 does not feel that fast. It might the first time you do it, but it very quickly becomes normal. So that's one of the downsides of doing it. One of the joys, of course, being you can thread through traffic if it's legal, so that's always fun. But yeah, that's number one. Now number two is a nice and easy one that people don't seem to understand, because it's not something you really think about, alright? And that's smells. Alright, now, when you're riding around, you can smell absolutely fucking everything. Now, whether it's you've got an old muscle car in front of you that smells like petrol, or you got a bloody nice luxurious area full of nature, you'll smell absolutely everything. Like before, there's always a downside to smelling everything. Now, if you come up behind a mad diesel car that smells terrible, you'll notice it. Or if you come up in the countryside and you find some kangaroo or deer that's been struck by a car and spread out across the road, yeah, you're gonna notice. You're gonna notice that roadkill lovely tinge. It's one of the highlights of riding, I suppose. Yeah, man, smelling some of the gorgeous smells is actually one of the better things. So you come across one of those real flowerous areas, you're gonna know about it unless you have hay fever. Oh, look at GDR. If you come across an area with a lot of flowers and you have hay fever, you're gonna and obviously if you sneeze in your helmet, slight little side point, be prepared to hold it in, otherwise if it gets all over your visor, God have mercy, you're gonna hate yourself. But yeah, smells, man, they're just something gorgeous. Now, let me tell you, let me paint the picture for this one. Okay, it's a gorgeous day, alright? Suddenly it starts raining, and you go, oh no, it's wet all of a sudden. You're on your feet, you get a bit wet, it's not that bad, alright? We getting you rained on, you don't complain about a bit of water, okay? Rain is not that bad. When you're on a motorbike, rain fucking hurts. If you have your motorbike with like an open face helmet, or if you're doing what I'm doing right now with your t-shirt, hoi, you're gonna fucking notice it when the rain starts. Now, you're gonna hear little pitter-patters on your helmet top, okay? Which is, it's actually quite nice hearing that, because you sort of get the idea of it's about to rain, you know what's going on. You hear a little pitter-patter, you're like, yep, rain's on the way. And then it starts raining, you're like, why am I in pain? Why does it sting? Why this? And then you realize very quickly that, when you're going 80 to 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour, shit hurts. It's no fun. It sucks, in fact. I had to ride home, and it only takes me like 7 to 10 minutes to ride home, man. It hurt. alright? 7 minutes of getting pelted religiously is just not fun. So, yeah, be careful when it rains. That bitch stings. And then it doesn't sting in a good way, alright? Up next on my little thing that I can think of, because I can see it on my visor. Now, you might see a joke about it in a movie occasionally, but you don't really think about it until the time to think about it. And that's just how much fucking bugs get caught on you when you're riding, man. Like, when you're, like, you might have seen the old classic Wild Hogs, and they have that moment with bugs. Yeah, that happens, alright? There's bugs fucking everywhere. You go for a ride in the countryside, be prepared, alright? You're going to be coated in bugs. You might get a good smack in the helmet. Now, I don't know how good the GoPro stabilization is, but like, I've been riding at night so hard that my head fully went bang, and I went from normal to looking at the ceiling, okay? It's just, some of those bloody moths, they make a beeline for you. And also, much like the rain, bugs fucking hurt. You might get hit in the neck and it stings. You get hit in the chest and it hurts. Falling branches, if you go, leaves even, man. Like, debris can hurt. Hey, that's just part of the perks of riding. Now, fortunately, these puppies are all good here, but sometimes the dogs like to bark at you and charge you, so you got to be careful of the dogs sometimes. That's another joy of riding. Dogs, hey, be careful of them. But, be careful of the falling debris is one of the bigger ones, man. You'll find that out pretty quickly. Now, into a more motorbikey, actual related thing, is one thing you'll notice when you actually start riding is how much fun riding a bike is when you actually start getting better at it. Now, obviously, the first time you ride a bike, it's like the first time you drive a car, it's just, it's magical, all right? The first time you get on the bike, you just feel so good. You can do shit like this where you're veering around the lanes and having a good time. And obviously, you get more attention when you're on a bike, so if you really love your attention, man, you'll love it. That's just one of the perks about riding, man. But you just feel like it's that typical, like, stereotypical. You definitely feel freedom, okay? Now, the freedom comes from the choice of being able to go fast, go anywhere. You're living fast, and you can die at any moment. It's just one of those joys. It's such a visceral feeling being on a bike. Like, anything can happen at any moment. That can go good or it can go horribly wrong. But it's usually up to the rider to determine if it's good or... Well, look at that old abandoned petrol station. But you really do. You know very quickly if it's like... Let's go this way. If it's your fault or not. And you can usually dictate whether it's not. But, man, you really have to be careful when you're riding, but that's one of the joys of riding. So, it's a feeling like no other. Okay? Now, a very, like, humble and a very wholesome thing is, now, they always say bikers are about brotherhood, right? Now, brotherhood can mean many things, but the thing about, the biker brotherhood is, like, if you see a biker on the side of the road, you're typically inclined to go help them, which is just, it's awesome, right? It's one of those joyous things about bikers. Whether they see a friend or they see a stranger, you're always, like, inclined to go out and help, which is just, oh, man, it's one of the best things. Like, I've helped, like, a biker out with the boys. I realised the other way around is actually a much better road, so I'm just going to go do a cheeky Yui up here. We were going for a ride once, and we saw a biker guy on the side of the road. He couldn't get his bike going. It sort of conked out and it wouldn't start up again. Be careful for those leaves, boys. That's death. And we all hopped off our bikes. We all three of us gave him a mad push, and off he went. He was like off on his way, gave us a wave, and that's just bikers, man. You help the boys out. So just be careful and be mindful. If you ever need help and you're on the side of the freeway or the side of the road and a biker comes down, give him a wave. He'll come down and help you out, man. Bikers are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Obviously, every industry and, you know, little quarrel of people has its cunts, but hey, that's just life in general. But yeah, the biker culture, man, it's something else. Like, you go to a bike night, it's different to car culture. Car culture, people look at your car and they appreciate it. Bike culture is more of it's a brotherhood. And it really is. It's a thing you have to be in to understand. And once you actually understand what it is, it's a certain joy and, like, sense of belonging that some people, you know, look for like all of their lives, and they just don't find it. But, like, it's a great feeling, man. It's really unparalleled. Now, going up this section, man, this is gorgeous up here, this road. It's absolutely twisty and fantastic mountain highway. Man, shit, just some of the things you need to experience on a bike. You can word it all you want, but until you finally actually go on a bike and you feel the wind beating you on your chest, you feel that wind chill and you feel everything, you smell the smells, you see the people, you do what I'm doing right now and you're lane for the first time. It just, it brings a smile to your face. Now, I'm going to give you a quick other ones. If you're okay with the temperature, with a t-shirt and your pants or your shorts regularly, you might freeze your balls off, baby, when you start riding, alright? When you are riding, the wind chill is tremendous. The first time you go, you will feel so cold. Now, one of the few things you'll experience when riding that you don't experience in a car, and you don't really experience when you're walking, is how the temperature fluctuates. Now here in the mountains, it's typically a lot colder than it is everywhere else, but in the suburbs where the roads are snaking like this, all right, you will go up and feel great, and you go back down, and it's like you entered a fridge. It's ridiculous. I was on a ride with Hugh once, and we went down. We're like, Jesus Christ, it got cold all of a sudden. But that's just one of the things you need to be aware of when you're riding bikes, all right? It's one of the pure and simple joys, honestly. It's great, but no one tells you these things. Like, at the moment, it's quite cold, actually, out here. But look at it. I'm covered in mountain area. It's all shaded. It's all trees. It's getting late. It's going to drop down to 20 degrees, and 20 degrees with a t-shirt, it's actually quite cold, honestly. So just be careful. There's certain things on bikes that you just can't explain, and even this, what I'm doing now, just going down a mountain back road for the first time is just, it's magical, dude. The first feeling you get when you nail a corner and you get your leg down a little bit, or you scrape a peg on a bike that can't lean over as much, like my bike perhaps, it really is just a whole different experience. Like, oh, that corner's always nice, but like, you know what I mean? Some things that can't be explained, you need to experience and really enjoy them. Fortunately, today was a good day to go out for a little bit of a ride before the thing ends. Tomorrow I'm going to get it serviced, so that'll be fun. Maybe I'll do a video on the way there, but it is quite a long journey to that servicing place. But hey, that's the joys of riding, baby. You can really go on long rides, and just hours can feel like not very long. But yeah, you get a nice sweeping corner like this. Oh, it's like, as they say, it's like a jet plane going around, banking around a bend. It's just fantastic. But that's all I'm really looking to tell you some guys, right? If you think of anything else, leave them down below in the comments. If you have any other suggestions for videos, I'm more than open to them. And if you like the video, once again, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and all that magic. But as always, take it easy, keep it cheesy, and peace! Whoop!